Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dee and Renee's first show. And I realized that we had to change some of our graphics, so we're not quite there yet. But Dee and I are going to be broadcasting weekly, and we are going to be sharing with you a vegetable every week. And Dee, of course, is the creator of all of this, so she's going to be making recipes and talking about these different things. And this week we are featuring the Rutabaga. So hello, Dee. How are you from Canada?
I'm great, Renee. It's a scorcher here today, 30 degrees.
What?
So I
Oh,
I can't. So Fahrenheit, it's in the 90s.
oh, seriously?
So yeah,
Oh, I thought you
our
were
weather has
joking. Oh, I thought you guys.
no.
I forget your metric. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow.
I
Okay,
know.
well, it's
I
like
know.
60. It's like 65 in California, in Northern California.
Oh, we've got some sun rays finally, so I'm super excited about that.
Okay, so we are going to do a quick 30 minutes a week. And we are going to start today. Dee made us some super great recipes. And here we go. I'm sharing here on the screen. She has come up with several ways to make rutabaga. So, Dee, tell us a little bit about what I was reading online that rutabagas only have like 7 net carbohydrates, so they're great for our program. So tell us kind of some of your creative ways that you do this.
So yeah, rutabagas, they are actually part of the cabbage family. So a low carb, low glycemic index vegetable. They are on your occasional list. So you want to track and journal that, up to 4 cups on that occasional list a week. However, they are so versatile. You can make them so tasty and accompany almost any dish. So I pictured just 3 simple versions, but all of those 3 versions you can make in them 21 different ways each. Um, Rutabaga fries, for example, you can spice them any way you desire, whether you want hot chili fries or spicy fries, cayenne pepper fries, if you like them mild. If you're really a herbed potato fan, then of course you can do fresh herbs and seasonings on those fries, and accompany any meal. Moving straight into the mashed rutabaga, again, say you're having chicken for dinner, you can mash those rutabagas with a little bit of your favorite olive oil or grapeseed oil, chicken broth, salt, pepper, garlic, and then just kind of keep the ideas flowing. So mashed rutabagas are they're kind of a universal vegetable. They are used nationwide, all the way from, I do believe they say, North America to Europe, Scandinavian countries, and of course, all across Canada. Really easy to access and find year round, and a very economical vegetable as well. So the ways, to mash that rutabaga is really endless. You can put anything in there: milk, seasoning. You can make sweet yam, sweet mashed potatoes with your maple syrup from Ideal Protein. I did try a little bit of Walden Farms marshmallow dip, to see, can we really do that sweet potato casserole. I definitely prefer them savory, but for those that like that little bit of that sweet yam or that sweet potato, then great options there as well. Great to have um, as a salad topper, if you can imagine. It is delicious on top of lettuce. Just a different texture. It's like a dressing all in itself. It coats your leaves, and so just depending on how you flavor that rutabaga, then you're flavoring your entire salad that way as well. No dressing required. Yeah. So
Wow,
so
that
many.
sounds yummy. And I want to let anybody that is on the broadcast please tell us where you're from. I see that my client, Jackie, is online. Jackie, unfortunately, she was on such a great roll, and I'm sure she's doing great too, but she fell down and broke her leg. So she's at home for 6 weeks. And hi, Jackie, I miss you too. So tell us where you're from. If you guys want to join Dee's recipes, I'd like to show you, before we keep going down the road, the recipes that I'm showing you are actually from Dee's recipe site. So you can go here onto Dee's, and she has a closed group. Here's what it looks like. And then just join, and you can see up here what the URL is. And I will also put that in the notes box so that you guys can join. But we've listed, you can see us here, we're live, yay. But we have listed, we have all these recipes on here. So be sure that you join these recipes. Okay, so we love the mash. And oh, hi Tammy, how are you? She's from PharmaSave in Sarnia, PharmaSave, Ontario. Do you know her, Dee?
Well, actually, Ontario is like 3,000 kilometers away from me. So picture like about 1,500 miles or so.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hi, Tammy. Thanks for joining us.
But it's awesome. I'm glad you're here.
Okay, so what's the next one you're going to show us?
Well, raw rutabaga. Now, I take raw rutabaga matchsticks to work often, and everybody kind of gives me the old eyebrow. That kind of looks gross. I can't imagine eating them raw, but I'll tell you, I was exposed to rutabaga as a really young kid, and my mom would make mashed rutabaga, especially at special occasion meals like Thanksgiving, those types of things as a side dish. But she always cut up raw rutabaga for my dad. Loves to eat raw rutabaga. And so, of course, when if my dad was eating it, it had to be good. So I wanted to try it too. And so I don't know if I really did love it, or if I just wanted to be like my dad and eat it. But as an adult, I really like it. And I like it on a vegetable platter. And there's many reasons. So one of them, the first one is that, again, I'm going to kind of repeat myself a little bit, but rutabagas, where we live, they're available year round. They are never not in a grocery store, and they are always very economically priced. So you get a lot of vegetable for your dollar, which is very important when you're meal prepping and planning. And of course, volume. They're very dense, a very firm vegetable. So they are a great portable vegetable. You will really have a tough time bruising them. They don't go soggy. So for example, today, those matchsticks that you see in the graphic, I have them here in a bag. And they've been sitting in a bag all day in my room, not refrigerated. And they are not soft. They are not mushy. They don't release water. So then they don't become all manky and unpleasant texture. They do have a strong smell. So if you do leave them open, somebody might crinkle their nose at you. So really great in a lunch bag. Again, highly portable. Like you can beat them up, and they're not doing anything. So again, they're a vegetable too that when you cut up and have on a veggie platter, they're not going to get yucky fast. There's nothing worse than a fresh vegetable turning, and it makes it very unappealing. So for fresh vegetables, I am big on crunch and freshness, and so this is a winner in my category. I will eat it plain. However, your dipping varieties are, endless. Your options are endless. I love to make a homemade tartar sauce, and I will post that. I was going to post it. And basically, you're using dill pickles and mustard and a little bit of vinegar, salt and pepper, garlic if you please. little bit of your own homemade mayo or amazing mayo. I just often use that because it just takes such a little bit. And whether you have baked the rutabaga fries in the oven or you're eating raw rutabaga matchsticks, dipping them in homemade tartar sauce is super, I'm going to use a Renee word here, super yummy.
Super yummy.
Yeah.
Super excited. I'm always about super.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are super easy for
Yes.
you to take to any party or any barbecue during the summer. Something
Yeah.
simple you can always have prepped on, I always call it hashtag meal prep Sunday. So whatever day you meal prep, this is a great one to meal prep. Just like celery, radishes. It sounds like they really hold up, and that's a great thing. Is you don't have to be worried about things wilting, discoloring, falling apart, that kind of thing. All right, what are we talking about next?
Well, in terms of portability, the only one that, and again, this comes to your own preference and taste. The only one that I really like not to have the next day is the actual rutabaga fries.
Okay.
I like to enjoy those right out of the oven because they are nice and crispy when they first come out of the oven. But if you make extra and have leftover the next day, they're a little bit soggy, and that's just a texture that I don't enjoy. You can try to reheat and crisp them up in the oven a little bit, but then they might turn like a little bit too overdone. But as far as the other two versions go, I love mashed rutabaga cold or hot, and the mashed rutabaga reheats beautifully. On that mashed rutabaga again, I'm going to give them another little plug here. Friends with so many other vegetables. So if you're mashing rutabaga and you decide that the taste is just a little too strong, maybe a little too bitter for yourself, you can mash him off with mashed cauliflower, mashed turnip, mashed fennel, mashed chicory root. You can pair it off to design your own flavor sensation. Mashed with the ideal protein potato puree, it is amazing. So say at lunchtime you want to, you need your IP pack and you want to bulk it up with a veggie, perfect combination. And then again, too.
So are you there, Dee?
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of had you cut out there for a minute, but that's okay. So you were talking about the mash. So bulking things up with different flavors.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get all I gave all the veggie options there, and then.
So you were talking about you can add fennel, and what else after that?
Oh, chicory, maybe your standard cauliflower, other turnips.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's like if I was gonna put it in with fennel, what seasonings would you use? Because I love fennel.
Anything savory, anything savory, even dill. Dill, we have fresh dill in our greenhouses right now, and I don't think I dislike it with anything. It's just a go-to favorite. And I know that they describe fennel as having that licoricey taste. I don't really get I don't get that taste from it. I think I get more of a peppery taste.
Yeah, if you want to like maybe even probably roast it with a little bit of olive oil sprayed on it, or maybe even some fresh garlic roasted with it, and then puree that into the rutabaga, I bet you that is amazing also. So just taking the flavors you love, yeah?
Yes, they'll really take them on. They really do.
I know that I have a lot of clients that love the air fryer, and I don't have an air fryer, but they tell me that the air fryer really makes the rutabagas crispy like fries. Have you tried that yet?
Yes, they do. I actually, in the air fryer, I prefer them more like a cubed potato versus the fry. So I find in the air fryer, with the type of air fryer that I had, and I say past tense because I sold it. It would break my fries more than, so I didn't have the nice long visual of the fries. However, if you cube your potatoes, so more like either a small or large hash brown, that air fryer really seals that in, gives you a nice crispy firm mock potato, really, because that's basically with the rutabaga, that's what we're doing. We're replacing any type of potato side dish. Definitely in North America. So I know that more European descents, rutabagas are just, that's a standard side dish. There's nothing special about it at all. But of course, in our culture, rutabaga really comes into play, of course, when we're talking about things like type 1 or type 2 diabetes, any of those metabolic syndromes, when we're looking to replace those other starchy vegetables.
I see. Okay, so we have a question here. Tammy says, if you mix the potato puree in with the mashed rutabaga, do you just pour the powder in and mix?
You could, but I would suggest actually making the potatoes according to the direction on the box. So then actually having your mashed potato and then combining it with your rutabaga.
Okay. And what seasonings do you suggest when you're combining the potato puree?
I love fresh chives. Love, love, love fresh chives. And even just a little bit of salt and pepper. So depending on if you like strong flavors or if you're a little timid and you want to go slow, garlic, roasted garlic or minced garlic, it's always my first choice if I'm not too sure what I want something to taste like. And then, of course, I always love sea salt and pepper or your ideal salt, whatever you're using. But if I think of my favorite mashed potato that I ever ate, the potatoes themselves were always boiled with fresh garlic right in the water. So you have the essence. Yeah, you have that garlic essence already. And then you mash with a little bit of chicken stock, which is absolutely delicious. And then the salt and pepper and fresh chives or dill, because dill is back in season. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It can be very plain. But the potatoes themselves, the ideal protein potatoes, they do actually have some nice flavoring in them. Just be careful because they are actually a little bit salty on their own. So before you add any salt to your mashed Rutabaga recipes, taste it first because there is a chance that you won't need it because the potatoes are a little bit salty.
So I have a question. Have you tried making like a potato salad with the rutabagas?
You betcha. So you know how we've all seen the cauliflower mock potato salad rolling around? It is amazing with rutabagas or turnips. So I know we're talking
instead of the cauliflower or added to the cauliflower?
Both.
Oh, wow.
Either version.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you would put into that salad? Like if you were gonna make the cauliflower and chop it into like potato style and then add that in with, do you add eggs or
you bet.
The recipe, Dee?
So now potato salad. So in the land of potato salad, you will hear, grandma's German potato salad, so-and-so's. I love egg, boiled egg. And I actually don't like mine in the salad. I like it as a garnish on top of the salad with paprika sprinkled over top. Again, either make your own mayo or use some of the amazing mayo. Radishes, celery, those are my first go-to. And then sometimes I'll throw in green onion if I have some kicking around. Salt and pepper to taste. I don't go too crazy with a ton of seasoning in my mock potato salad because I really want the flavors of those veggies to come out. So, and boiled eggs and paprika, those are my go-to topping on a faux potato salad.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Okay, so you said there were 21 different ways to make the rutabaga. So tell us what those are.
Oh my gosh. So so part of that is the sky's the limit, of course, in your seasonings, whether you're going to mash them, roast them, cube them down. So like mock hash browns, you can make hash brown patties, hash brown in a pan, cube potatoes. Your mashed rutabaga is great for faux shepherd pie. So anywhere where you would do layered potatoes in any kind of those layered vegetable recipes, turnip sliced with a mandolin slicer, baked as cheesy faux scalloped potatoes. So I really love to play anywhere where we use a potato. Any of those root vegetables and rutabaga fits in there too. So it works great as a faux scalloped potato. Yeah.
So I pulled up something and I thought it would be kind of fun to share this and just talk about how you can this recipe is called oops, darn it. This recipe is called shaved rutabaga turnip salad with scallions. And you know, it's so easy to turn any recipe into a phase one recipe. So here's the ingredients here: a small rutabaga, 2 medium turnips, rice vinegar, which of course you would just use apple cider vinegar or white vinegar, not rice vinegar, Dijon mustard, and making sure that the Dijon mustard doesn't have sugar in it. Scallions are fine because it's just in a salad. Olive oil and some flat leaf parsley. So here's how easy you can make a recipe.
Mm-hmm.
And just fine tune recipes that you find on the web.
You bet. I know a lot of times clients will come in and say, well, I don't have a recipe book full of vegetables. I am, you know what, on this journey, I have met so many amazing coaches and dieters that are willing to share their creations. So seek them out, share with them, follow the ones that let you share their recipes. Pinterest is still a wealth of phase one appropriate recipes, even Google. I mean, Google your vegetable, Google your recipes.
That's what I just did while you were talking. I just Googled rutabaga salad and that one came up.
Yeah. And then, if you're ever in doubt, ever in doubt, you need to have your phase one sheet beside you at all times so that when you're scanning a recipe, say it flags something that, cannot allowed to have that, just ask your coach, what's a substitute? If something doesn't pop into your head, just ask your coach for a substitute. You said a spice ingredient there that it is such an underused condiment, and that was your Dijon mustard. The mustard seed itself, you can use as a whole seed seasoning, but there are, hundreds of gourmet mustards on the market, and most of them are mustard seed and vinegar. They're an appropriate condiment, and they can add such zing and flair to your recipes.
And I also like just, I'll get the jar from Trader Joe's of the kosher pickles, which don't have any sugar added to them. And I like a little bit of the pickle juice also. It really adds that little zing of flavoring along with the Dijon mustard. And I don't even need mayo. I'm not a mayo girl, but I know there's a lot of people that are.
Well, one thing.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, we've got about 5 minutes left. So if you are on watching us and you have a question, please send your question. If you haven't joined Dee's Recipes, there's a link in the comments section. Go ahead and join there because this is an area where we share freely. Dee is a really, really great creator of recipes for the phase one ideal protein protocol. And we are having this weekly show every week. 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Join us for just a quick 30 minutes, and we're picking a vegetable, and Dee is going to show us how to make all these different recipes. So Dee, just tell us anything else about the rutabaga and different ways of preparing it, or a couple of phase one tips before we end the show.
I should have brought one to show you. A lot of times there is a graphic circulating everywhere. I know there is, and it shows the difference between a turnip and a rutabaga. And the interesting thing about the turnip and the rutabaga, one is size, second is color. So rutabaga is yellow and purple. Turnip is a more whitish hue and purple. Turnip is a select vegetable. Rutabaga is an occasional vegetable. So those are the biggest difference that you need to know. So there's our beautiful turnip. And as I said before, they're part of the cabbage family. So they're
that's a rutabaga. On screen is a rutabaga.
Yeah. So they're part of that cruciferous vegetable family, and that includes cauliflower, cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts, kohlrabi, rapini, all of those, broccoli flower, romanesco, all of those. They're actually all part of the same family. And if you were to grow your own rutabaga, say in your own garden, or you can get it really fresh at a farmer's market, the leaves of the rutabaga are also edible. So you can actually use the whole plant. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the turnip on screen right there.
Yeah.
So just the difference between the turnip and the rutabaga. So we can actually put them both up there. How do you like that?
And so the leafy tops you would use them like a Swiss chard. And we'll do that vegetable one week too. But yes, so if you grow them yourselves, or you can buy them fresh in a farmer's market, the whole plant, the whole vegetable plant is edible. And just a few other kind of fun, quick facts. In some places, a rutabaga is called a yellow turnip instead of just a turnip. Neeps, I've never heard that, but they say neeps. And Swede is another word. All words for rutabaga. So yeah, it's kind of fun. And then we won't get into technicals, but of course, loaded with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, natural vitamins, really good soluble fiber. So a lot of times when clients ask, well, why can't I have this? Why can't, I can't have a potato, but I can have a rutabaga. And that's going to do with its glycemic index, its glycemic load, carbohydrates, but of course fiber, and what the fiber does in your body as well. So that's how it makes it onto our phase one list. And we can enjoy it. So if there are clients, and this is going to be a very, very specific to them, that have doctor's approval to eat certain specific vegetables, then maybe clients that take warfarin, etc., then this is something that they watch and track.
I see. Okay. Well, good to know, and make sure you talk with your coach and know what medications you're taking and how they interact with other kinds of vitamins. All right, Dee, it has been fun. And thank you everybody for showing up. And like I said, look in the comments section and you will see Dee's recipes. You can go out and click on that link, and you can find all of these rutabaga recipes in her Facebook group. Do you have a Pinterest account, Dee?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Maybe you could post these on Pinterest?
Yeah, I'll get them up there. It's just under Dee's recipes on Pinterest as well. And I want to encourage everybody. I know that there are so many of you that make way more fabulous things than I do. So please make and share your versions. Or if you say, oh, hey, that's a great base and this is what I would do to it, make it, share it. I love it when
take a picture and share the recipe with everybody. That just creates that community, and it creates the engagement, and it's a private group. Nobody can see it except the people that are members. And yes, definitely, we love that engagement. So, all righty, Dee, Karen from Omaha. Are you? Yeah, Omaha. I know definitely Nebraska. When I was at the Seattle Super Weekend, I think everybody I met was from Nebraska. But anyway, Karen says you are amazing, which you are, of course.
Thank you, Karen.
Remember that every Wednesday at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, Dee and I will be sharing just about 30 minutes on a vegetable, and send us your requests. We'll be happy to create your recipes. All right, Dee. Love you so much. See you soon.
Thank you so much, Renee. Bye, everybody.